Hello adorables, welcome back to my channel everyone. This is what I'm working on today. I got W's and J's down here, and there's some up here, and then it's just Q and H's all in there. So we got some speckling confetti, and kind of, yeah, there's color blocking. All inside the burgers is mostly all Q's. Okay, so get a tray here. And we'll do the W's. I hope everybody's having a good day. I haven't been sleeping so great. I was up earlier, like in the AM. I woke up, but I went right back to sleep. And when I woke up again, it was 1 o'clock. Whoops. But I didn't get my hours. And you know what I was watching? It's called Crew Cali. And he goes around serving meals to the homeless. But he does like gourmet meals. Like he does good things, expensive things, like the most expensive beef in the world. And he gave it out to the homeless. So I kind of like watching those. It's sad when you see people pulling up in cars and getting theirs because they have no shame. And they're not homeless, but they're probably not that far from it. It wouldn't take much. You know, that's with anybody that doesn't own their house. Anybody that's renting, you could be there real quick. And you'll find out there's absolutely no resources for you for immediate. So anyway, he's a nice young kid, doing good things. And he's standing outside the community center, right? And they were letting him do give it away, like put up a table and all that. And then they decided they don't want him there because they're making him look bad. Because if he can do that without any resources other than like me and you type people that donate and support his channel, then what could happen for the homeless if he was running the whole place? You know, not on his own. He'd have other people, you know, that are just as qualified. Maybe there's other YouTubers doing something similar with like toiletries and stuff like that. But what they want to do is hand out crack pipes and needles. You understand? So he just posted on YouTube, and the money rolls in for him. But somehow the community centers, they always have limited resources, is what they say. And the people, if you lose your house, there's so many people right now, they will never be employable, and I'm one of them. And if you can't earn your way, you are a dependent of the state. So I see so many people on there, they're never going to have an income other than like Social Security, SSI. they can't change their situation. They're fucked. Anyway, sorry about the swearing. I just really get upset when it comes to this because I see like basically no action. And then like Pittsburgh, they made a big deal about affordable housing that they created with 23 units in it, and for the price tag, it's like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You could have had like a casino size place made out of steel and concrete where they can't burn it the frick down. You know, you could have something. You know how it is at a car wash. You could line up something similar to that, but have a back on it. You know, have some type of covering and door so they could protect themselves inside. Have securities out, because people want to stay in storage units. They need a roof over their head and a lock on their frickin' door. What the hell is the problem? What's the problem? How much is it? So it's not about money and limited resources. And understand that's truth. These are our people. These are our fucking people. And there's this one guy in line, and he looked kind of better off than most of them. Some of them, they're trying, but they don't have anything. You know, even though they're driving up in a car, they really ain't that much better off. But some of them are very bad looking. You know, as you know, they don't have anything at all. And it's sad. Because then it's like, why not get high? Because what else you got to do? And it's never going to end until someone ends it. Let me turn this so you can see it better. Because I'm over so far. So anyhow, I saw this guy and walking up, and he was looking better off than most of them. And he says, "Oh, I just got housing. I just got approved for housing. I should be getting it any time now." And that's a good thing, but it figures that he was an immigrant. It ain't about being an immigrant, it's about being an illegal immigrant, and I don't know that he is, but I would imagine that he was, and I just thought that's pretty fucked up that the one guy that's in a good mood, and he's happy because he's getting housing, is an illegal. And you see these women coming up in wheelchairs and missing limbs because could have been from needles, could have been from car accident. I don't know their stories, but they're not looking healthy and fit. And they're so appreciative of food. And then you see players walking up. When you're wearing all white, bright, brand new white out there amongst the homeless, I think it's pretty obvious you're just despicable. But they're really not all that far off. The players, yeah, you could tell the players, and it's like, you keep it up, 'cause one day you think it's not going to happen to you, but maybe they're going to be there that way too. They just think it's funny now when they're young, and they don't see the path that they're on is leading them directly to that place. They think they're going to be sitting pretty when they're older or something. It's pretty sad. Really. They think they're funny. Getting back in line multiple times and everything, or he has to say, okay, no more. It's food. So if the homeless are literally doing that, then let them do that. That's okay, because they're trying to stash things away for later or for their buddies or something like that. But when the motherfuckers that are literally keeping them there, keeping them down, feeding them drugs, are the ones coming up, getting the food, and taking from them, and then saying shit like, you're never going to stop the movement, they know what movement they're talking about. And they're so low on a fucking totem pole, they don't even realize what they're talking about. Anyways, I was kind of power watching a few of those last night. It was after 4 o'clock in the morning when I fell asleep. Whoops, I'm going to put this one here. Okay, I'm just going to quit with the... There's not that many. Okay. Here's some right here. I was going to quit until I got it done, because it's going to be easier to see them after everything else is filled in, you know? But these are W's, these are W's. So, I wonder why the community center, and this is what people need to do out there in California, is make a scene about it, because the community center said he can't give out food there anymore. Oh, it must be some kind of insurance liability. I'm sure. They're showing them up. Or he is showing them up, is what he's doing. He ain't using his own money. Well, what people donate is his, but I'm saying he's spending like $5,000 a pop sometimes, $6,000. Like, he went to Wild Wings and got 1,000 wings. You know how much they charged him for 1,000 wings? It was $1,600, and they weren't even whole wings. They were wingdings. They didn't give him a discount or anything like that, because he would have mentioned it if they did. He mentions a discount. I'm pretty sure he would have mentioned it. But, you know, $1,600 for 1,000 wings for the homeless. This one lady, she had a Subway, family run. She's from India. I'm pretty sure she's a citizen. So nothing wrong. Yeah, she owned the business for a while. She wouldn't take a tip. Her daughters wouldn't take a tip. He had to go back and give them some flowers and stuff to say thank you for doing all that work and preparing all that stuff for them. So that's somebody who actually cares about people. I wouldn't give those places the money. I'd be making it all the time myself. Anyways, I think he's doing such a good thing because he loves to cook. He's making his videos. He's having fun, but then he putting in the effort and actually handing it all out. This is what his viewers want to see. You know, they like it, and now I'm seeing other channels that are kind of following in his footsteps doing that, and I'm like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Now, if the media pushed on this type of behavior, but they don't. Do you understand? We battle not against the flesh. You understand what that means now? It's in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, hey. Yeah, it's in their heads. It's in our heads. Anyway. Maybe subscribe and hit like on his videos. Push that kind of behavior in people. What it's going to come down to is these corporations are going to act like gods and start sponsoring stuff like that instead of award ceremonies for the sick and twisted. And they'll be sponsored. It's so much like Hunger Games. Everybody overseen by the Capitol. And the Capitol consists of corporations, the owners of the corporations. The CEOs. And they're always the same people. So don't feel guilty. Don't fucking feel any kind of, well, I mean, you can't not be empathetic. That comes first, but you have to not let someone play on your empathy for the situation when Trump is sending them home with ICE. You know, because look at what our people are going through. We've been being attacked this whole time. This whole time. And there are replacements. Because it'd be easier when there are no white people left and no Christians left. Christians are the one that fight for God and peace and love and goodness. And I don't know what the guys at the top of the pyramid are fucking doing. Because there's definitely a difference between us and them. You know? So we think we're doing good when we do it. Like the military, they think they're doing good. They're fighting for our country, right? So if the leaders are up at the top telling them to do things that shouldn't be, they don't know. They don't know. They agreed to uphold the country. So if the corruption seeps in there, which we know it's everywhere, what are you supposed to do? It's about warlords and gods. And we have to take our power back. That's what that is. It's saying stop paying attention to what the fuck they're doing, because they'll send the military in on you. And start taking care of our own. Because you see the food supply, all the recalls going on now, there's 4 times more food recalls this far into the year than in 2024. 4 times more. And when they go and arrest a lot of these people, like in groups, at the workforce, you know, wherever they're working at, it's in the food industry. Packing the food, whatever. That's where they're hiring them at. And I don't understand how these companies are allowed to do that, because they have an agenda, man. There's an agenda going on. And really at the top, it seems like one person, one mind, controlling everything, so that when everything falls apart, they will be the one to pick up all the pieces. Order from chaos. And that's why so many countries are involved with, like, Antarctica, aliens, and NASA, and all this shit. They're all involved. They all know. At the top, they all know what's going on. But those aren't the people we see. You know, they need faces for us to support, and that's how we get the entertainment industry. Like, this is what to think about and worry about. Don't worry about your world falling the fuck apart. Worry about me and how good I played in that role. You know, I'm a star. And I say support this. I say get poked in the arm. Yeah. That was fake. A fake pandemic. Everybody knows it except the Democrats. Because they're the ones that are vaccinated. So we'll find out. There's got to be more. I don't see any more. Okay, so that's the W's. I'm kind of anxious to get in there and do these Q's. But I'm wanting to tidy up and get those J's in down there. I'll do the J's down there, and then I'll set them aside and not worry about the ones up top until after, when I can see them very plain, and they will just poke right in. But we're going to get these. Is that one I don't know. Something just went in there. I don't know if it was that. Yeah, I'm going to end up doing them all, huh? Yeah, so I'll try to put the link down below for Crew Cali. KR3WKALI. And I think that's a great channel to support. Okay. Work right here. I'll get it. Boom. What else is there to talk about? Oh, you want to know what was weird and freaky? Remember how I said the diamond paintings, you know, I'll do a diamond painting and the next thing you know there's something related to it and it's kind of weird. Well, I was working on that one of the girl. It's kind of like I kind of see myself in that one. Looks similar to what I looked like when I was young. And she's sitting there with the umbrella in the rain. And I didn't even realize. I went outside and was sitting looking at the freaking rain in the video. I was like, what? I didn't even realize it because I was thinking the main thing about it was the umbrella. And I didn't have an umbrella, so I didn't notice, you know. But I thought about it later, and I was like, I went outside and sat and listened to the rain. Maybe I'm going to eat a hamburger today. Because I got some burger. I was going to make meatloaf. I might just make a couple hamburgers. Like half a pound today, half a pound tomorrow. I don't know, probably. But I don't have buns anyway. Unless somebody comes knock on my door giving me a bun, I don't see how I'm getting one. And then there was another one, the vampires, right? It's a blue vampire boy and girl. And I didn't think anything about that one either. And then I went, because I had started it before. Like, that one had been sitting in here for like 2 days, 3 days already before I made that video. And something like that. But it was already started. And I seen my arm, because I don't usually look through my videos, not all of them. So as I was watching the video, I noticed on my arm there was taped a piece of gauze from giving blood. I had to have blood work done. And I called the girl a vampire. I always do. When they draw blood, you know, I call them the vampires. And I seen that taped onto my arm, and I was like, oh my God, that's it. That relates to that. And get out of here. That's getting crazy. The hamburger. Maybe this is just wishful thinking. Okay, I'm putting these ones aside. I'm not. I'm going to do them because they're out there in my hand. I'm doing it. Err. I give myself problems. What else did I want to talk about? There was something. I don't remember what. Darby is scratching. She's got her face all messed up. I don't know if she got stung by a bee or it's just irritated because she's going after, trying to bite fleas. Maybe they're biting her. And her little mouthy is all red. I feel awful. Maybe because I put some stuff on her. It's like mint. I can't stand the smell of it, really. But then there's something anti-itch from Burt's Beeswax. That one works on her, but I've been spraying that mint one on her. Maybe it's irritated from that. I'm going to switch over. Yeah, all those food recalls are pretty bad. Makes me think of that show, Supernatural, where people had a burger restaurant. They were like addictive, but what was it about the? It was, I think it was like Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. I wouldn't be surprised, man. at the low down, dirty stuff they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if it was genetically engineered that way. If the cows actually had the human DNA in it, because I know they exist. I saw a documentary style thing about it, and there was like a portal in the cow. You know, like on a ship, they have those round portals for windows. They had a cow. There's a couple of them standing there, and it had that like on its stomach, and the guy could open it up directly inside the cow's stomach. I don't know what kind of tests they were doing on the thing, but they said its blood was human, that it looked like cow. It was a cow. Everything about it was cow, but it's DNA. It had human blood, so they would go there, like milk it, but they didn't milk it. But they would go there to get its blood every day. They're doing some crazy things, man. Unethical. So it's like, what are human beings? Not just what is a woman. Like, what is a human being? What are they doing? Even because Trump said he's going to buy extra cows from Argentina, so the prices of beef go down. Man, they ain't going to lower the prices. And if they do go down, they're not going back down to like $3.99 a pound. I don't think it'd go that far, and that's expensive. So it's like, it is still, it's a way to raise it, because you raise it really high, then you bring it down, but you don't bring it back down to where it was. I think this is all the J's. I'm going to say yeah and put them away. But the cows from Argentina, or did I say Argentino? It started coming out that way. Anyhow, those cows, they got recalled. They're part of the recall. They're killing us off. They're poisoning the water on purpose. Remember, I told you about up in Canada, real close to the border, and the guys are out there in a canoe, like coming back in. I think they were coming back in, and there was a sheriff standing there, like waiting for them, and he's with them, right? And this guy started seeing fish come down. He was on a live stream. They didn't know he was there. And he started seeing dead fish, and he walked up the river, and he sees them, and he goes over. He stole the canister, an empty canister from the boat, and the sheriff was telling him to give it back, and, you know, and he's like, no, I don't think so. This is evidence. You just put this in here, and you're killing the fish. And it's the only thing the guys in the boat said is, you can't prove that. I think reasonable doubt is acceptable there. Like, I think he pretty much proved it. He pretty much did prove it, just with the video, and it was live. That was live. Isolated incidents and acts of God. It's all bullshit. So if reality is not what we think it is, then what is it? Because you ever see that channel, it's called My Lunch Break. You might not be able to watch too much of that. Like, you could power watch it a little bit, but then you're going to pull back from it, because he talks the same way in every video. And it's like how, you know, it's like in the music playing, and it's kind of like dire or something, you know. So you can't watch all of them, because you get the idea. It just keeps repeating the same bullshit story, just keeps getting repeating about the fires and the names of the people that built it and how fast it got built. And if I believe they can build very fast, and I believe they can recreate those things that they say that today we cannot create. I think they can. They just don't want us to know it. Because that's gods, these temples, churches, but gods, right? This is where we went to get our energy and recharge. You know? And they took them over. They destroy them all, but the ones they don't destroy, they took over. They're in charge. Like the Vatican, all under the Vatican. It's the same type of thing for Washington, D.C. Because under Washington, D.C., all those buildings are linked under there. Like, they have all these museums going down a big street. I think I'm picturing the way the reflection pool is. Well, there's like museums on one side and the other, and they're all for something. And it's all the Smithsonian, you know, and they're all connected. It's like a building under the ground, and we're walking on the roof, and these are the different entrances. Each museum is a different entrance kind of thing. They didn't build that. Man, they fucking found that shit. It's crazy. You watch these young kids want to go exploring, so they go down in the catacombs. These are dead human beings, right? Millions and millions and millions of dead human beings. And there's miles and miles, endless miles of tunnel that just keeps going. Like a ship. And if we were mice on the ship, you know? Oh, I know what happened. They're billions of dollars, billions, right? Michigan. They raided a mansion. It was like a $14 million mansion or something like that. And they found out that it was like a foreign military base of operations to traffic people, children, re-education propaganda, drugs, money. Like, they hit the jackpot on that. They hit the fucking jackpot. And it's been here. It's been operational for a while. Taking taxpayer dollars, running all these scams and everything, selling the drugs. Anything you could think of, it was all in there. Yeah, so I'm not letting my empathy control my fucking common sense. They gotta go back. The New World Order is coming one way or another. We know that. Unless somebody pulls a plug on AI, and I don't think that's going to happen. And the people running the show, they don't know if humans deserve to survive. Like, they're all so sure that the earth is going to end. And, you know, this is just to get you to envision the future so that when it happens, you'll accept it. How about I don't fucking think so? And they're going to start in the poverty areas, low income. They're going to start there, and they're going to make sweeps and go through, take the kids. Look, you see Indiana with the power outage. Didn't know about that for a fucking week, and they still don't have power. Some people aren't going to have power for 2 days. And there's a company that's what they do, is go around and restore power. And they went to this power company in Indiana, and they said, hey, we're here, we're available, we're ready to help. No thanks, we don't need you. People have to take it upon themselves to be like Dennis. That's Crew Callie's name. The guy running it is Dennis. And I know there's other people that do that kind of stuff and have done it before he did, but I'm liking his style. And it took people with the food trucks to come and donate, and like they had to get there and be doing something, like all kind of stuff. And then where are they going to set up? They're going to set up in like a Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart type warehouse, big parking lot. They went to Lowe's. Yeah, it was Lowe's because Lowe's had buckets out there. No, they're going to donate 300 buckets and with supplies like batteries and flashlights and shit like that. And motherfucker, it's a week into it and you're just now figuring this kind of shit out. Because then they have to make it look good. And the warehouses, well, what's under the warehouse? Maybe it's the same as that $14 million mansion. You know? And then when you come out of the back room at Walmart, nobody is suspecting you of anything. You're just in Walmart. But meanwhile, you're traveling all over the fucking country, the state, whatever, you know. Places to sleep down there, probably. Switzerland got an entire mountain. And they said you could walk through here for 2 weeks to see everything. That's how big it was, how many levels it had and everything. Loaded up with tanks and rocket launchers and shit. And the people who can, they're investing in bunkers. That's the most important thing to have right now is a freaking bunker. And then they're all set up with the Wi-Fi. That's why they need such high Wi-Fi, because they're all going to be on. It's going in our heads. If it goes through a freaking elevator door and brick wall and shit like that, it's going through your freaking heads already. It's going through our body. And we know this. We know about the bees and insects and everything dying wherever they put the towers up. And you need to watch, because there's probably something underneath the fucking schools there too. So nobody sees on camera who's coming in and out, because it's under the ground. You know that place in the desert? It's like one of the first human places that they found. It's like up under a ledge, kind of. It's sheltered in the rock, a big nook that you could walk under. And people are like, well, why would they build it here like this, up under there? Something's looking for them from the sky. All the surveillance is up here, not down there. You know what I mean? Oh. How long have I been yapping? I don't see what that says. 46 minutes. I did a whole lot of yapping. I'm going to end the video here. I hope this wasn't too bad of a video. You know it was for entertainment purposes only, right? So we can talk some fantasy in the chat like we always do with my 1 or 2 commenters. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out. God bless. I think I'm going to have a burger today.